Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris. So I'm needing to record this much later than I usually would. Go ahead and get my timer started. Come on, start. There we go. So this part we're going to be continuing to try and build our military because of our neighbor here apparently being superior to us militarily, although they are apparently inferior when it comes to technology, which is of course potentially useful depending on exactly what it is we're better at than them at when it comes to technology. We're going to continue trying to get Zempek built up, but that's going to be a fairly slow process, all things considered. Oh shit, this planet has a whole bunch of stuff. And it's a barren world. I like this world a lot already. And size 23 as well, so that's even better. So let's see, it is a prison planet with an energy grid and a precursor battleground. I want to say they use the prisoners to generate a bunch of power, and the prisoners eventually rebelled, and thus it is a precursor battleground. I feel like that's the story here. That seems like it would be the story of what happened to this planet. But yeah, we're gonna want this for really just the energy credits. Although it also has the ability to work as a nice penal colony. So maybe we'll make it a penal colony. And we'll just build a bunch of energy districts. But I guess we'll see. Depends on exactly how it gets terraformed once we inevitably manage to do that. But that'll be a ways out there. If you want to read any of these, just feel free to pause. Give you all a second to be able to do that. Because I've seen these events numerous times now and I don't care to reread them. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. And the exile, get a leader that I can't really use. Well, that's not true. I believe it's a scientist that you get. Is that correct? It is. And it's not completely correct that I can't use them. I could send them up here or have them check out these areas down here by the capital that I haven't bothered investigating because I was looking for trying to get all the bottlenecks I could as quickly as possible, and just kind of figured I'll fill in the blanks later. But I'll initially just try and outline my territory. But I think I'm going to send you to go and investigate up there. I see a nice another spot that I would love to have a bottleneck at. And just fortify it right here at this unknown system. I guess basically at the entrance to the Grave of the South. Is there a Grave of the North? Just out of curiosity. No, there does not appear to be a Grave of the North. Let's see, technology. A little slow. We're slowly starting to get ourselves the ability to get destroyers eventually, but that's still a ways out. In the meantime, I'm going to build ourselves another Corvette and get started on a second Navy.
System survey complete.
I highly doubt this can't possibly be a dead end. Really? I mean, clearly it is, because if there was anything branching off of here, he would have seen it, but yeah, okay, so apparently that is a dead end. Okay. Once you're done there, I guess head over there. And did you just declare me a rival? You did. Kind of want to declare you a rival as well. That gets me some extra influence, which will allow me to be able to claim your shit better. Yeah, let's do that. It'll piss you off. I also kind of wish I could recall my envoy, but I can't. There's no, like, actual recall option, annoyingly enough. See, your military is at 66 fleet power, I'm at 29, yeah. And somehow you are only superior when you're like twice mine, but whatever. And he's slowly expanding out that way as well, which means we may run into him again over here by the Grave of the South. But we'll see. Depends on how this all ends up working out. Wonderful, everybody there is finally employed.
Construction complete.
Fill that in.
Anomaly found.
Yep, research it. Let's sell some minerals to get some alloys to queue up a Corvette. You know what? I should probably send you over here.
System survey complete.
Actually, go there. Because that's some extra alloys. It's not a whole lot, it's only 3 from a mining station, but it's still some extra alloys.
Construction complete.
Which does have its uses, and now you're up to overwhelming. What's this? Oh, okay, start a new tech. What do we want to go for? Can decrease food consumption, which does have its uses. I mean, kind of limited, admittedly, but it does have its uses. Mutagenesis could be useful for that initial plus 20% growth rate. But endurance for that increase to habitability is also fairly useful. And experimentalism also has its uses because we are at peace right now at plus 10% physics research for research speed. Could allow us to get some extra military techs to help us out. And that adoption effect for aspiration will give us a ton of energy credits every time we build a mining station. Well, not really a ton, because it's half of our monthly energy. I don't know if it's half of our monthly gain or half of what we actually produce, ignoring what we lose as a result of consumption. It doesn't really say. I'm going to assume it's whatever our actual monthly gain is. So, whatever our production is minus consumption. So right now it'd only be 4. But in the future that'll add up, and that'll be a ton. I think I'm going to go for... Ooh. Actually, no, never mind. Industry's not as useful. Or... is this just industry tech? No, that's engineering tech as a whole. That would only benefit industry techs. Which not all... not all engineering techs are industry techs. So you know what, actually I think I'm gonna go for no, let's go for assault. That plus 10% hull damage, additional naval capacity, with a flat 10 and then an additional 10% as well. I think that'll benefit us the most.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Wonderful. Let's get... what's our power levels looking like on this thing? Fairly positive. How long would it take to research that? 69 months. Oof, that's a little too long. Let's get the FTL inhibitors. Let's see. I would love to build a civilian industry over here on Zempek. Actually, no. Hold on a second, game. Let's replace these hydroponics farms here on the habitat with civilian industries. And then we'll replace the civilian industries on the other habitat with an alloy foundry. And what's this? Looks like some uncaring civilization has used this toxic world as a dumping ground for its toxic waste. Billions of tons of radioactive, caustic, and toxic metals and chemicals have been dumped spread across the surface of this world. Most of the dumping must have been done from orbit for it to have been so spread out. Cleaning this up seems like an impossible task. So we have found a literal garbage dump planet. Get another Corvette up. I really need to get those destroyers ASAP. That's
System
another 33
survey
months
complete.
though. So we can't really do that right now.
Evading heretics.
Okay. We will not be exploring this system then. And annoyingly, you are incapable of just automatically moving on to the next system you were supposed to survey. That is a fairly annoying thing. That's a size 17 tropical world, not exactly exciting.
Anomaly found.
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, crashed ship, okay.
Construction complete.
For a second there I thought, wait, mechs? I'm surprised the game's not putting you over there. This is fine. Zempek has use of your services. Food processing facility over here on Zempek sounds like a great idea. And I don't think it's actually the worst idea to build a temple either. Crashed ore freighter. Yeah, screw it. We'll build a temple over here on Zempek as well.
Construction complete.
Okay, so in theory,
Anomaly found.
our alloy production should have gone up. I wasn't really paying attention to what
System
it was
survey
previously, so I don't
complete.
actually know how much it increased, but it should have.
System survey complete.
Okay, and you already have your next orders. Oh, and we found some other people. Ah, Fallen Empire. Praise the Divine for this meeting. Don't mind me. We can be best of friends. Because we are both spiritualist. Even though my guys are xenophobic. But, you know, we can kind of brush that aside. Alien mural. Go ahead and investigate that. Okay, food processing facility is almost ready to go. That'll get us quite a bit of extra food because that is a... well, I'll check it once we get the opportunity, once it's built. But it should be an increase, a % increase to agriculture or to food production from farmers, and yeah, plus 15% food from farmers, and then an additional farmer job. Okay, now you're back down to only superior. 15 months until we get the ability to start building destroyers, which will help a lot. You were sitting at your cap. Well, not your cap, but you're full. Let's build a research district, I think. And let's upgrade you.
Special project complete.
Let's see. Science Officer The Exile has managed to partially translate the alien mural discovered on Admiral Mafad 1. The text contains a staggering amount of data, and the mural evidently serves as some sort of low-tech library. It describes in broad terms the collected technological knowledge of an alien civilization that dominated this region of the galaxy some 80 million years ago. A lot of it is already known to us, but the data does contain several promising leads for technologies we had yet to consider. There is enough data here to keep our scientists busy for decades, but we will need an orbital research facility to continue the translation efforts. Intriguing. Let's learn about what the aliens know so that we can better be prepared. Colossal mold. That doesn't sound particularly good.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Wonderful. Ten more months. Let's go ahead and build 2 more corvettes. We have nothing to spend the alloys on, and we kind of need to make sure this guy doesn't stay overwhelming for any extended period of time. So while I would have preferred to have saved up those alloys for building our first destroyer, I keep wanting to say dreadnought for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because I recorded Vicky recently, and in that I'm wanting to build some dreadnoughts, so I keep thinking of dreadnoughts. I've actually built a civilian industry here as well, I think. Also, I'm going to tell the game to prioritize building, or not building, but, you know, producing, rather, our species.
System survey complete.
Sublight speed, leader pool size increase, along with fleet command limit increase, leader level cap increase, and ruler level cap increased. I think I'm going to go for the sublight speed, although Blitzkrieg here has its uses. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to go for Blitzkrieg. Let's go for the Leadership Academy. So Leadership Academy is the highest military and central training center for the education, further training, and advanced training of all staff officers and generals/admirals. And that'll increase our fleet command limit by 20. That, on top of the additional 10 we're going to get shortly from destroyers, will be quite useful for allowing us to overwhelm our enemies. I just kind of need to get the alloy production to afford the upkeep and to, you know, actually be able to build these things.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Wonderful. Destroyers, let's go for the mining station output. That is useful, since we are producing some alloys from mining stations. An additional 10% on top of the 3 or whatever it is that each of them are producing will be useful. I say some. We only got one mining station producing alloys, and yeah, it's only 3. But hey, 10% of that is still, you know, what, like 0.3, something like that. Hey, it's still a little bit more. Also, let's go ahead and look at our nice, beautiful destroyers. It's, yeah, I like it actually. I really do. I think these are some really nice looking models. Although the only sad thing is that I believe the models for the most part stay the same, particularly for these early ships. As evidenced by that the actual section things are blank, so it's just a model. And then the section determines what your weapon loadout can be. But it doesn't affect the actual look of the ship. At least for these early ones. That could potentially change in the future. And I think it's actually the same here for the defensive platform as well. Just that one for some reason actually shows the model there in the sections. Let's do 5. Oops, 30. We'll do a 1-to-3 ratio of corvettes to destroyers. And yes, as you can see, it would take us 7,628 alloys to be able to reinforce both fleets with the 51 ships that they need. Yeah, that ain't happening anytime soon. Also, stop selling the consumer goods, because apparently we need them, at least a little bit. No, game, I want to add something new to sell. No, game, I still want to sell the damn food. I think we were selling 20. I can't recall because the game decided to replace it. I'd rather not piss them off, so we'll choose not to risk an altercation. How much does a destroyer cost? 187. It's actually not that much more expensive than a corvette.
Anomaly found.
Of course, the game has decided to prioritize building the corvettes rather than the destroyer that I would prefer for it to prioritize.
System survey complete.
Wonderful. It's still a ways out there, though. Oh, what's this? Oh, another alien. I'm going to assume they came from this line. Maybe they'll be friendlier than this guy here, and we can work together to destroy the Kiratin's Citizen Union.
The spirits have
and I believe
granted
that's
us
the
new
research
wisdom.
enclave. And we found an abandoned amusement park. I think that's the second one we found. I feel like we found one before. I could of course be wrong about that, and maybe we haven't, but I feel like we have. Do we actually have any moats within our territory, or that we've even discovered? No, we have a ton of rare crystals, but no moats discovered so far. Well, and a little bit of Zero. Do you want to go for the better hyperdrive? You know what? No, I'm going to go for the plasma field for the armor penetration, because we're kind of going to need that. You know what? Actually, no, game. I want you to prioritize building me my destroyers. Thank you very much. Those are very important to me.
Anomaly found. Anomaly found.
Yep, go ahead and investigate all the anomalies you're finding. So 500 for 600, okay. Let's get our first destroyer built. So we are currently sitting at 44 fleet power. Let's see what it is once we get a destroyer built. How much does it jump up? Yep, we're gonna run into them up here again. Do I want a new scientist or promising crew for 10 years? Or 20 years, rather. The reality is, I don't have much... Well, that's not quite true. I do have a use for another scientist, so I'll take them. I can find a use for them.
System survey complete.
Let's build another science ship. Okay, like I said, we were at 44. Yeah, game. I've got other things I'm busy looking at. 47, so each destroyer right now is worth about 3 fleet power. It's not nearly as much as I would have liked. I would have liked a lot more. But, you know, you just gotta take what you get sometimes, so that'll help us out at least. Okay, you're a mining station still, technically, which is actually kind of annoying, but whatever. Let's build you a habitation district, because you need more housing. Let's get you there, and I'm going to have you investigate the surrounding areas that I have ignored, because they're not that important to me. And we found an alien barracks, and you're going to investigate that immediately. Because maybe that'll be useful. Also, this guy is apparently not investigating me. Or, never mind, I spoke too soon. Praise the divine for this meeting, and yep, you came from way the hell up there. You are also apparently superior to me militarily. That's also slightly annoying. Though, I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. I am based off of habitats, and
System survey
habitats
complete.
make you a little slow to expand.
Special project complete.
And you gain military theory. That's not particularly useful right now. I think you're actually going to be managed to successfully block me in. I mean, not quite, because obviously I have other routes I can go right up here and just sort of bypass them entirely.
Us new wisdom.
Do I want the better... Do I want the better armor? No, let's get the plus 20% engineering research. Metal coral, that sounds interesting. And there's our timer. Let's let this part go a little long. Oh yes, and building habitation districts don't do anything for you. But I have a use for this unemployed worker. Ship them off to Zempek and they can become a priest. I was kind of hoping they would become an artisan, but I'll take a priest. I mean, that still has its uses.
System survey complete.
It was, like I said, though, just kind of
hoping
they'd become an artisan, because I think that would have been a little bit more useful.
Anomaly found.
Queue up one last destroyer. Ooh, okay, wow. Clearly I probably should have investigated this sector earlier, because we have found a size 25 Gaia world. So it's Prophet's Retreat, which I think is a holy world, or at least it has the potential to be a holy world. And we have a Spiritualist Fallen Empire over here. So it's also potentially a good thing that even if I did discover it earlier, I wasn't gonna jump at colonizing it. Because, you know, I don't really feel like getting war declared on me by a fanatic spiritualist fallen empire.
Anomaly found.
We'll let this part go a little long.
Complete.
And are you a... Yes, you are a holy world. I thought so. So let's see. Well, y'all already know what a Gaia world is, so we've already read this. We can issue a nature expedition. You know what? Do that. So it's a wondrous world. So it has a wonder on here somewhere. Titanic caves for +4 max districts and +6 max mining districts. So we have a Gaia world that I can turn into a mess by building a bunch of mining districts. Sounds wonderful. Unbelievable. And let's see, the scientist on board has made unusual discovery on Prophet's Retreat. This world, while appearing to be quite normal in nature, has some unnatural elements to it. On the surface, spread out in interesting non-random patterns, are strange stones of various sizes and shapes. They glow as if they are made of gems. Some of the crew wonder if these stones mean anything. Some wonder if they're a warning to stay away. We need more information.
Anomaly found.
I think the whole investigate for more information thing is something I've never actually had before. So that's a little new to me, actually, that that's a thing. And let's get leadership at the front. The leadership from the front is the oldest of all forms of leadership. A commander actively participates in the battles at the front and passes his commands directly to the persons under his authority. And that'll get us to Blitzkrieg, which will give us +20% ship weapon range, -10% ship upkeep, and +15% sublight speed. And then we can get an additional 15% sublight speed, which will make our ships go zoom zoom. As if they're... Who's that? I don't know. God. For some reason I want to say Audi. I don't know why. And I don't think it actually is Audi. It's Mazda. I don't know why I was wanting to say... I really don't know why I was wanting to say Audi for some reason. Either way, strength from small places. This is an old event. We're going to go ahead and, as per usual, find a way for it to improve energy production, because military use just gives you a tech. I believe it's a tech. That's the way it worked previously. While energy production gives us a % increase to energy credit production, which means that I can then proceed to buy more alloys, and then I can build more ships, and I don't need the measly increased military use that it would have given me of some lasers or some crap. Lasers that I would be able to eventually research anyway. So let's go for the energy production, because that is the most useful. Let's get another destroyer.
System survey complete.
Plus 5% energy credits from jobs, so we're going to go from 18 energy credit profit to, what is it going to be? 20. Not a whole lot right now, but you know, it adds up over time. So eventually that'll be giving us quite a few.
Complete.
Let's see. After spending an extended time studying the remarkable features of the planet below, our science team on board the LL are ready to report their findings. Science officer Galazar Elond has reported the science team has made several additional discoveries studying this unique planet. This newfound knowledge greatly expands our understanding of the universe, so a little bit extra society research and climate theories. And go back and investigate the second thing. And you know what, we'll let them investigate that and then we'll end this part. Like I said, we'll let this one go a little bit longer.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
So, can I stop selling my minerals now? And I would love to research strongholds.
System survey complete.
That'll get me closer to researching cruisers. Okay, yep, I wasn't able to quite stop selling that. Ooh, automated shipyard. That requires a construction ship. Where is it? Oh, well, lo and behold, it's right over there. And I have a construction ship right in that area. I kinda need you to become an artisan, this dude who's about to be built.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Or that pop that's about to be born, rather. Go for the society research of 20% or the climate theories for increased habitability. You know, eventually my guys will stop complaining about low habitability on Zempek.
Evading heretics.
Oh, what's this? Ooh, crap. Okay, yep, you get out of there.
Special project complete.
So, let's see. After spending an extended time studying the remarkable features of the planet below, our science team on board the LL are ready to report their findings. Science officer, yada yada yada. Okay, same exact line. But Holy Planet Discovery modifier giving us plus 10% damage to fallen empires. Now that is actually useful. Not right now, but eventually.
Anomaly found.
Also... Oh. Damn you, game. I don't need another slave over there. We're gonna ship you over there. And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing when I queue stuff to the front of the queue, it's Control-Shift-Click to add something to the top of the queue. I don't think it works in every menu, I should note, but at the very least when it comes to surveying or queuing anomalies, it does work for that stuff. Wonderful. That person decided to become an artisan.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
There's our armor penetration. Let's get better sensors. I kind of need to be able to see a little bit further out from where I am. You're at 109. I'm at 55. You're still ahead of me, annoyingly, but we're slowly catching up, ever so slowly. Also, I said we were going to end this once we finished checking out all of Prophet's Retreat, so we're going to end this part here. Quick reminder, I do have a Patreon. If you enjoy the content on the channel, that is the easiest and best way to help support the channel. Link to that down in the description below. There are also links down in the description below to some affiliate links to pick up Stellaris. I believe one of them is also specifically to pick up the new expansion, Stellaris Federations, or Stellaris Federation, whichever it is. I always forget. I keep wanting to call it Federations, but I think I might have. It might be just Federation, but it might be Federations. I don't recall, honestly. I'm bad with remembering names for stuff. But yeah, so that is going to be it for this part. Like I said, I will see you all next time, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.